Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel the ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Tanner's Burnett.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. My name is Tannis Burnett, and I'm the announcement lady. So first and foremost, it is birthday anniversary Sunday. So anybody who has a birthday or an anniversary, have you filled out a little ballot today? Does anybody have a birthday or anniversary today? You have a few? Okay. Have we missed anybody? No? All right, well, let's go straight to the song then, shall we?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to.
Happy anniversary,
happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Do you have a birthday this month? Lucy gets to pull the name out of the basket! Yay! Oh, nice shot. Tom Zamara? Yay, Tom! Yay! And the of the charity is the Center for Spiritual Living. Woo! Thank you, Tom. Also, because it's the first Sunday of the month, please join us for fellowship after service out in the fellowship area, lobby, the place where all the coffee and the food is. Wednesday. This Wednesday, our service Practicing the Presence. The theme is effective prayer. It's from 6:30 to 7:15. And then after that, stick around for the Foundations of Science of Mind class, which is continuing. Even if you haven't taken the class from the beginning, no worries. Drop in to our welcome because all the classes are archived online. And you can access those from our website. The class is from 7:30 to 9:30. It's taught by Helen Vallot and Margaret Ann Snyder. Classes are $25 for a drop-in fee. Mental Muscle Live is starting March 10th. 16 weeks of concentrated spiritual practice with Reverend Jonathan Zenz. Concentrated, 2 very early mornings a week. Mondays and Thursdays, 7:30 a.m. here at the center. People who've taken it before told me, it's like, oh, at first I thought it's so early, but everybody said it was such a fantastic way to start your day. So it's early, but fantastic. Registration is open through the website and in the bookstore. It's limited to 10 people and 10 people only. First come, first serve. On March 23rd, 3 Sundays from now, Reverend James Mellon will be here from, yes, Jonathan and James are switching pulpits that day. So Reverend Jonathan, yes, he'll be in sunny California, and Reverend James gets to come here to the Winter Wonderland. Woohoo! Hope he's bought his ticket already and he can't change it. Yeah.
I bought my ticket already.
Yeah, so Reverend James Mellon will be here with us, so spread the word. Bring your friends. It'll be a fabulous, fabulous The announcement, ladies, fingers aren't working. La 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 la. But I think, let me use my memory skills. Tax receipts are done. So you check your email, your inbox, because they should have landed, or check your good old postal service, because they'll be in there. Check for discrepancies. If anything seems not accurate, definitely talk to Carmen and she can fix that for you. The women's group will be gathering March 24th at 7 p.m. There is a board meeting this afternoon at 1 p.m. And last but not least, our practitioners are here for you. On Sundays, today we have Mary Ellen, who is our practitioner of the day. We have Margaret Ann. We also have Reverend Jonathan Zenz, who is first and foremost a practitioner. So if anything is heavy on your heart, do not leave with it today without seeing one of these fabulous people. And as I say every week, if you prefer a more anonymous prayer, we do have a prayer treatment request box out front, and you can leave that there and know that the truth will be known for you. And on that note, I shall turn the microphone over to our fabulously entertaining and wonderful minister, Reverend Jonathan Zenz.
I'm fabulously entertaining, apparently. Nothing wrong with that. How is everyone this morning? Brilliant. So a couple of things. So she mentioned fellowship. The first Sunday of every month, we consider that Bring a Friend Sunday, right? But have we marketed that very well? Not really. So I'm just going to let you know. The first Sunday of every month is Bring a Friend Sunday, and we also encourage people to bring potluck items for our fellowship. So it's kind of a different thing that we do on the first Sunday of every month. Just so you understand what that announcement was really about. Also, Mental Muscle. So Mental Muscle starts a week from tomorrow. It is a life-changing thing. And I'm looking at Judy because Judy's life was changed by means of Mental Muscle, right, Judy? Absolutely. So if and it is limited to 10. You know, when I was doing the online thing, I could facilitate more people, but when we do it live and in the room, it's a very different experience, and it is very intimate and very profoundly moving. The reason it's at 7:30 in the morning is because when this program was developed by Reverend James Mellon, he had the idea that it was like a boot camp. You know, what time do you start in boot camp? Early. So it is about setting your intention, setting your tone for the day, and allowing that to carry with you throughout the week. So please sign up for Mental Muscle. It's going to be an awesome, awesome experience. And I don't do it live very often anymore. I haven't done it live in over a year. So this is an opportunity to take advantage of. So We are here. Just take a moment and breathe and recognize where you are. And it's not necessarily about being in this room. It's about being fully present with who you are. There is an energy, a pervasive energy that is the body of the universe. And it is who and what you are. It is how you are expressing right here and right now. And it is good. It is good. And when we give over to that, when we give over to the good, then we cannot help but create extraordinary lives, which is what we're here doing. Creating extraordinary lives. And it's not up to me to do that for you. It's up to you to do that for yourselves. But I can help you facilitate that. So, let's have at it. What do you say? Yeah. All right. So we have I'm going to tell you, I'm over the readings. We're probably not going to do the readings in the songbook for a while, just because I want to change things up. And I'm actually thinking about, nobody's heard this yet. And I'm seriously thinking about changing up the service dramatically. I don't know what that means yet, but I'm feeling it. So, no, not today. Not today. But there's something moving within me, and what it is it's, you know what it is? Divine discontent. There is evolution that is absolutely wanting to be birthed by means of me and by means of this community. And I know I'm just feeling a shift. And so I'm inviting you all to come along this ride with me into a place of shift, because if there is nothing more constant than change. So let's give over to what wants to be birthed by means of each and every one of us, because the energy is always creating, always. Here to take us down that road of inspiration a little bit more deeply, please welcome to the lectern Mary Ellen Cassie, our practitioner of the day.
Well, I can't agree with you. Deeper than what you just said.
That pause. Okay.
Shift is happening every moment. Every moment. And we never know what either one of us is going to say. So but it's all good. It is all good. So today, I'm shifting a bit. Do you want me here? Okay.
You do your thing.
Okay.
I'm going to put water up here.
So today, March 2nd, this is a wonderful book if you don't have it. It's, of course, Ernest Holmes, but also his friend, Raymond Charles Barker. Some of you have that book, I know. But today's reading. 365 days of richer living. It's another one of my morning practices, but it's about daily inspirations written by two fine gentlemen that I quite admire. So today's date is March the 2nd, and it says, I am guided by the wisdom of God. And I would just want to say, and so it is. You know, that's going to be my affirmation at the end, but the quote at the beginning says, Thus saith the Lord. And in Science of Mind, I changed Lord to law. Let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, but let him or her that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me. And that is by Jeremiah. I've added a few hers in it, etc. These are written a long time ago, so I try to update when I can. Some universal and infinite intelligence governs everything, holds everything in place, and directs the course of everything. The intelligence that governs the planets in their course is the same wisdom that is in the anthill or the beehive, and that's not the hairdo. This same wisdom is in the bird that flies north in the summer and south in the winter, and knows where to find its food. But that which is blind or instinctive knowing in the animal should become conscious knowing and will in the human. In the animal kingdom, it works as a blind force. In the human kingdom, it works through blind force, only in the automatic reactions of nature, such as the involuntary function of the human body. But the more personal use of it, whether or not we shall call upon the one, mind and spirit, to direct and govern our affairs, this depends upon the personal choice. This is what freedom and individuality mean. Today, I'm guided by the wisdom of God in everything I do, say, or think. I'm going to repeat that. Today, I am guided by the wisdom of God in everything I do, say, or think. Since there is nothing large or small in the infinite and divine mind, I know that the same wisdom that governs everything in the universe is brought to bear upon the little things in my personal life. I permit this wisdom to direct me, and I affirm the presence of this wisdom and acknowledge its action in everything in my life. Therefore, I know what to do under every circumstance. I know how to plan my life and direct my path, because I recognize the infinite wisdom is doing this for me by doing it through me. There is no uncertainty nor confusion in my life. The divine spirit always knows what to do. Therefore, I am never without guidance. Never without guidance. There is one wisdom, one intelligent, one mind. I live and move and have my being in this one. My every act, thought, and purpose is guided by this wisdom. And my affirmation is I am guided by the wisdom of God. So if you join with me in saying, I am guided by the wisdom of God. There's nothing else.
There's nothing else?
Well, God is everything. You know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. I am guided by the wisdom of God.
I am.
I am guided by the wisdom of God. Just take that in. Just take the breath. Allow that to resonate. I am guided by the wisdom of God. It is without a doubt that this is the truth. I understand this truth in my own mind, and I know this truth for each and every one of you. We are each of us perfectly divinely guided by the wisdom of God. And so as we concretize this idea through our singing and through a spiritual mind treatment by Mary Ellen, I was going to do that always, don't I? It's all good.
It's all good.
We're all one mind, so I invite you to simply relax. Recognize the light that is inherent within you. As we breathe. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. Let's all sing that together. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine so bright. And I shine. I shine so bright.
And right here and right now in this very present moment, I know that God is all there is. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that is my life now. God is and I am. I am one. I am one with God, in God. And God is in and through me, being me. I am this individualized expression of the divine, my source and supply. I am animated in every aspect of my life. I allow this presence to flow generously through me, through every vein of my body, through every cell of my body. I release and I surrender into this grace, this energy, this vibration that allows me to move in and through my life. Everywhere I am, God is. And everywhere God is, I am. And I celebrate this knowingness. This creative intelligence is everywhere present. This divine wisdom, this strength, it is my wisdom and it is my strength. The divine cause that is in and through all creation, moving from the invisible to the visible to this very form that I am in every form, right here, right now, everywhere present. I am celebrating the awakening, the awareness that with every step that I move forward, in every handshake, in meeting new people, welcoming new people into my life, I welcome more God presence everywhere I am. It is with a most grateful heart as I continue to open myself up into this divine presence of love, knowing that I am love and I am loved. And I say thank you, and my thank you is for this knowingness and the practice of this philosophy and the teachings that resurrect itself in my daily life. There is only one life, and I choose this life to be right here and right now, in this energy vibrating out, and not just contained in my body, in my form, but globally. Just as the reading says, there's divine order in the universe and holding everything together as it holds my form together. It is in this complete oneness that I can say thank you for this knowingness. And I know that I am a light of this world, and that I shine, and that each and every one of us goes out into this world and shines our own divine light. There is no darkness when I allow this divinity to cast light onto my path. I walk boldly and strongly into this truth. I embrace it with deep love and deep thanks. I release these words to law, to the universal mind, knowing that it is acted upon immediately, right here, right now, and knowing that it is done. Together we say, and so it is.
So breathe, relax, allow those words to wash over you. And as we continue the song, we're going to affirm for our neighbors, you are a light. So just breathe into that. And if you'd like to open your eyes and look around at all the beautiful lights around you, making contact with whomever, you don't have to linger. It's all good. Here we go. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And now let's sing, we are a light. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We shine. I'm tingly. Would you like that? Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. That I love that song. I love that song. It just gets me going. And I love this next song. If you're joining us for the first time today, boy, have you chosen a great day to join us. Because this song moves me. And we have none other than our brilliant Tanis Burnett singing this glorious song for us today. So please welcome Tanis Burnett and the Queen Street Band.
Let's get away from who we think we are and the things we cannot do. Look into the mirror and pretend you're me, and I'll pretend I am you. Take a little sunshine, give a little teardrop. Everybody needs to love someone. Even in the silence, you can listen to the rhythm. Have a little dance around the circle of the sun. Even in the silence, you can listen to the rhythm. You can listen to the rhythm. Have a little dance around the circle of the sun. Dance around the circle of, dance around the circle of, dance around the circle of the sun. We've already got what we've been looking for. Yeah, we've already won the race. Don't overrate it, overcomplicate it. There's never been a better way. Take a little sunshine, take a little sunshine. Give a little teardrop, give a little teardrop. Everybody needs to love someone. Even in the silence, even in the silence, you can listen to the rhythm. You can listen to the rhythm. Have a little dance around the circle of the sun. Light a fire when the sun goes down. Light a fire to see. Don't wait until the light goes out. Don't wait for me. Even in the silence, even in the silence, you can listen to the rhythm. You can listen to the rhythm. Have a little dance around the circle of the sun. Dance around the circle of, dance around the circle of, dance around the circle of the sun. Dance around the circle of, dance around the circle of, dance around the circle of the sun. Let's get away from who we think we are and the things we cannot do. Even in the silence, even in the silence, even in the silence, even in the silence, take a little sunshine, give a little teardrop. Everybody needs to love someone. Even in the silence, you can listen to the rhythm, have a little dance around, circle of the sun. Take a little sunshine, add a little teardrop. Everybody needs to love someone. Even in the silence, you can listen to the rhythm, have a little dance around the circle of the sun.
Great band. I think that might be one of my new favorite songs, because I hadn't heard that. I had not heard that song before Friday night when we came in and rehearsed that. Did you know that?
No.
Because even though you sent it out, I didn't listen to it.
Serena.
She's a Canadian gal, Serena Ryder.
Yeah. But I have now downloaded her album.
Harmony is the album. Wonderful.
Yeah, really great. What an excellent song. Excellent song. Well, you'd think I'd just sung my guts out the way I'm drinking this water. So today is the second in a 10-week series. And part of the series is I'm introducing to our community the practitioner students who are all studying with me. And you ready? Yes, you are. And this week we have brilliant wisdom being shared with us by Judy Southern. So please, welcome Judy.
I did a lot of reading this past week or two on the Trinity, the triune nature of God, and the number 3. And I read about the mystical, number 3 being a mystical and spiritual number, and 3 stands for all that is divine and complete. So myself growing up Catholic, I never really knew what the Trinity was, these 3 words, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. And looking back, they were words that separated me from God. And today I know there is no separation. And it wasn't until I was in the foundation classes and I read and studied the chapters on spirit, soul, and body that I finally said, Eureka, I get the Trinity. I know what this is. Thank goodness. So I know what it is now, and I now have a deeper sense of the triune nature of God through the science of mind teachings. So I discovered in my reading that even the early Christians could not agree on the doctrine of the Trinity. I mean, I didn't stand a chance. The Eastern Orthodox, the Western Roman Catholics, and all the Protestant offshoots were in great upheaval over this one doctrine. So my quote, therefore, is from Science of Mind. Apologies.
No worries.
Because that is where my deepest understanding of the triune nature of God, 1 + 1 + 1 = 1. One God, 3 parts being one. So I quote Ernest Holmes. The universe has been called the Great Trinity, or triune unity of spirit, soul, and body, the body being the result, the effect, the objectification of spirit, working through soul or law. If we realize that God is triune and that man is a spiritual likeness of God, we shall see that the whole scheme of life and the whole nature of the divine being is reenacted through man. We must expect to find in man, therefore, the same inherent attributes that we find in the universe from which he springs, or she. A single drop of water is not the whole ocean, but it does contain within itself the same qualities and attributes. And there's a famous quote from Rumi that I'm sure many of you have heard, and it says it even more simply, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. I honor the shining, bright magnificence of God in each and every one of you.
Judy. The brilliant wisdom. Well, first of all, so these practitioner students, Brilliant wisdom does not go far enough to describe the experience that I have of these students in class, because they are constantly challenging me to go deeper. And that is really exciting for me, because this life is a journey. Each and every one of us is on a journey, and for me, my purpose in life is to deepen my connection to and as Spirit. And this is what this class is doing for me. It always gets me to think more and more about what is that connection? What does it really mean? What does it really mean to have an affirmative understanding that you are the divine power? Each and every one of us is that perfect divine power at the level of our experience of it. It is such a great, exciting thing for me. So today, we're talking about core concept number 2. This is a 10-week series, I said, the core concepts of science of mind. Last week, we talked about core concept number 1. Do you remember what that one is? In just a quick, brief, very easy statement. What is core concept number 1? Anyone? God is all there is. God is all there is. There is nothing but God. Now, we perceive God in an interesting way, because we perceive God in terms of separation. Because if God is all there is, and I am an expression, an individualized expression of God, and so is Mary Ellen, I perceive a separation between us, right? The truth is, at the core fundamental place, we are one. But we get to individualize Spirit, and we get to live Spirit's life by means of us. We get to have at life in a very profound way. So the perception of separation is simply that. It's simply a perception. There actually is no separation, because what exists between me and Mary Ellen? Anyone? God. There is no separation. It's all God. Even though we perceive space, I talked about this a few weeks ago. Remember when I talked about negative space? Even though we perceive space, that space is completely immersed as God. It was not immersed in, but it is God. There is nothing but God. So core concept number 2, which was so beautifully illustrated by Judy, is this. God is triune or threefold in nature, having 3 aspects or modes of being within one: spirit, soul, and body. This is God as macrocosm. So I'm going to talk about the macrocosm to begin with. I'm going to talk about the universal principle of God, which is God is all there is. So in the macrocosm, God is expressing itself in ways that we break down as kind of 3 aspects: spirit, soul, and body. Now, I'm going to align this with, if any of you were raised Catholic, you've heard the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, right? They're actually no different. Spirit is the Father. The Holy Ghost is the soul, and the Son is the body. I'm like, which one am I missing? And it goes perfectly in line with the creative process, which is really what the triune nature of God is all about. It's about the creative process, because the only thing God is ever doing is creating. It knows to do nothing else other than create. And we, as individualized expressions of God, do the creation. Well, we don't do the creation, but we set in motion the creation through our thinking, through our beliefs, and through our feelings. The creative process is, you know what, it's like water. It's like water. You can all think of water in 3 different aspects. There's vapor. So let's imagine vapor is spirit. We're actually immersed. You know, there's a certain amount of water vapor in this room right now. And we are, what is it, 75% water? I don't know, I'm not a scientist. 65? I'm going to go with the massage therapist who's probably studied this. 65% water. but that is fluid water, right? So you've got water vapor, you've got fluid water, and then we've got outside. Wow, yeah. Frozen water. So there's three aspects of water. We can kind of think of it the same way. Now, when water condenses and becomes fluid, it actually is malleable. Think of that as the law. And you put that into a mold and freeze it, and there's your form. Right? So you can kind of perceive it in that fashion. It's not a perfect metaphor, but it works for me today. So the creative process is always working. 100% of the time, it never, ever, 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 can I say that one more time? Ever stops. And we are all utilizing this whether we are aware of it or not. And the whole purpose of science of mind, the whole purpose of this philosophy is to become more acutely aware of what we are creating so that we can create more extraordinary lives. I swear I've only had one cup of coffee today. I feel like I am like buzzing and like levitating today. Now, the great news about the creative process is with spirit, which is the thinker. Spirit is what we talk about as the conscious mind. It is the mind that you are aware of. What are you aware of right in this moment? Rhetorical. Just get clear. What is your level of awareness in conscious mind right now? Just check in with yourself. The next thing, when we talk about soul, the soul is actually the law. That's the law of cause and effect. And so as we consciously think, using our spirit, using conscious mind, we think into a subjective, the soul, the law, and the inevitable result is form, body. But there's no separation between any of it. The separation is only in perception. It's all God. So we go back to that first core concept. It is all God. And again, God is not some man out there sitting on a cloud with a long white beard passing judgment on you. God is love. God is energy. That's it. There is no, even within this philosophy, and Ernest Holmes does it, he refers to God as a he. It happens. Even though at the beginning of the book, he talks about God as the thing itself. The thing is only an energy. It is a creative energy. That's all it is. Now, the great news about the law, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the law. So we're talking about the soul now as part of the triune nature, spirit, soul, body. And I have to do this because I did this yesterday in the spiritual mind treatment workshop. So when we talk about spirit, soul, body, you'll see me typically go spirit, soul, body. Spirit, soul, body. And it's just the way we teach it. There actually is no hierarchical structure to it because the spirit is not above the body. The body is spirit at the level of expression in form. So when I do this, spirit, soul, body, you could just as easily go spirit, soul, body, spirit. It doesn't matter. Erase the lines. Erase any concept that there's a hierarchical structure. It's all one thing. Now the law of cause and effect is exact and is always, always working. It is impersonal and it is inviolate. You cannot violate the nature of the law. The law must create, and it will create, and it does create constantly, infinitely. It is creating right now. It's creating by means of your very presence in this room. Your very presence in this room is the inevitable result of an idea that was set forth in spirit, first and foremost. The experience that we have as a community was set forth first and foremost in spirit, and we now have the experience in body. Everything, every form is an inevitable consequence of mind, of spirit, of conscious mind, first and foremost. Now, it's funny because I wrote this down. All right, so I'm going to tell you something. I woke up this morning And I realized that in the couple days that I've been in the center the last 2 days for many hours because we've been installing the new sound equipment and everything. I left here yesterday, and I left my backpack here. And inside my backpack was my charger, my cable for my computer. Well, my computer was at home, but the cable was here. And I opened up my computer to start typing out the notes for my talk this morning. I had 17% battery left. So all I could think is, I better type this fast. And so I wrote this down. And I thought, this kind of doesn't flow, but whatever. Anyway, so when this doesn't seem to flow, you'll understand why now. So in the spiritual mind treatment workshop yesterday, because I'm spouting off a lot of philosophy this morning. And I'm spouting off what I understand to be true for the nature that works for me. I want to be very clear on this. I want to be very clear with all of you. I don't care what you believe. Your beliefs are your own. Each and every one of you. My beliefs are my beliefs. Your beliefs are your beliefs. What I will encourage you to do, as I said yesterday, I keep looking at Tom, because Tom and I had some discussion about this yesterday in the workshop. Get in touch with what your beliefs are. Doesn't matter what they are, but start to get in touch with what they are. Because as you get in touch with what they are, you will then be able to consciously use this principle to reform your beliefs so that you're creating the life you want to live. Doesn't matter what your beliefs are, but start to get clear on what your beliefs are. Because your beliefs create your experience. That's the entire premise of this teaching. Your beliefs create your experience. We used to say your thoughts create your life. Your beliefs create your life. Because your thoughts are born from your beliefs. Now, we've talked about the macrocosm, the universal. God is all there is. God is spirit, soul, body. We are expressions of God in form. That's body. We individualized are an inevitable consequence of a higher idea. And I said there was no hierarchical structure, and then I talk about a higher idea. Let it go. Now, the really great news is because there is no separation between the universal and the individual reenacts the nature of the universal. Did you get that? The individual reenacts the nature of the universal. We, on the individualized level, are always in the process of creation. Because it works exactly the same way. On the individualized level, we use our conscious mind to think, to inform the beliefs which are the law. And from that is born the form of our lives. You get it? Each and every one of us is in charge. And because of that, we are each of us responsible. Oh. There's the cat, that's the thing. A lot of people go to church because they don't want to be responsible. They want to put the responsibility on God outside of themselves. For all the ills of their life. Oh, my life sucks. Well, God's to blame because God put me on this earth to live in sin. And it is my duty to try and lift myself up above that sin so that I can end up in heaven. How does that sound? I know, I was like, no. That's not the way I choose to live my life. First of all, I'm not going anywhere. Why not be present right here and right now? Right here, this is it. And I'm either living in heaven right now or I'm not. What about you? Where are you living? Take a look, again, rhetorical. Take a look at your life. Bring to mind sort of the patterns of your life as they've been so far. Start to recognize with this concept that you are the individualized aspects of spirit, soul, and body, that if something is not working for you, you get to change it, and that is your responsibility. That is your responsibility. And again, I don't talk about responsibility in terms of blame, because I'm not here to say that you are to blame for your life. No. When I say you are responsible for your life, again, ready? Because I love this breakdown, it means that you have the ability to respond. You have the response ability to know something new, to embody something different, and to take charge of your experience. The other nice thing about that is, oh my gosh. The other nice thing, sorry. It's one of those days where I'm just like going, and I looked at the clock, I'm like, wow, I have to be done soon. You're all here, you all don't mind staying for 4 hours, right? It's cold outside, at least it's warm in here. One of the great things to understand, too, is that as we each take responsibility for our own lives, we relieve ourselves of the pressure to live in judgment of other people's lives. Because what we think about other people's lives doesn't matter. What you think about me doesn't matter. What I think about you doesn't matter. It is I want to get very clear today for each and every one of us that we must get really in touch with what do we believe to be true about ourselves. Step away from the judgment. Step away from the judgment. And when we do that, we begin to really live in the great equality of life, because life inherently is equality. There is no separation except in perception. Now, some people may come in here and think, he's the minister, so he must have some, high and, well, it's going to sound terrible. He must have some high and mighty ideal that he lives on. Let me tell you, I was going to use very colorful language, but I won't. I mess up just like everybody else. And it's okay. Here's what I know. When I do mess up things in my life, when things go awry in my life, I have tools to change it. And that's what this science, that's what this philosophy has given to me. So if we look back at concept number 1, God is all there is. God is all there is. And when we truly come to a place of embodiment of that, and that with concept number 1 comes concept number 2, there's a creative process at work, when we really understand that we are the individualized expression of a infinite divine power, when we truly come to a place of embodiment of that, then we really get to experience the dominion we have over our experience. Dominion over our personal experience. And I don't have dominion over anybody else's experience other than my own. To realize it has learned all it should through suffering and pain. Surely there can be no intelligence in the universe that wishes man to be sick, suffer pain, be unhappy, and end in oblivion. Man or woman, it was written in 1938. The world is beginning to realize that it has learned all it should through suffering and pain. Surely there can be no intelligence in the universe that wishes man to be sick, suffer pain, be unhappy, and end in oblivion. The truth of God is goodness. The truth of God is love. The truth of God is only flow. Really get in touch with that. God is always flowing. God is always creating. And it is happening by means of each and every one of us. We live in infinite freedom. Infinite freedom. If we feel we are bound in any capacity, it's because we have made that decision. We have made the decision to live in limitation. The truth is we are unlimited. We don't live in a prison. He uses this as a metaphor in the book. We don't live in a prison. And I fear what happens sometimes is that people are still living within the prison of their own limitations that they've set forth in mind, and they come to this philosophy and they have this imagination They have this imaginative life of being free of those shackles, and yet they're not really willing to give them up yet. Now, somebody sitting in prison can imagine freedom all they want. Does that mean they're free? No. It is about embodiment. Moving beyond the imagination, moving into the intuition that God is here for you, living its life by means of you. Our nature, our inherent nature, expands beyond the imagination. And what we think becomes our reality. So you can decide to be a prisoner. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. Oh my gosh, a lot of people do. Because I experience it. People come to me for counseling, and the one thing I wish I could get through to every single person is that the limitations they are experiencing were created by them. But they're looking to me to shift something for them. And all I'm ever saying is, I can tell you what I perceive to be the spiritual truth of this situation, but it is up to you to embody that spiritual truth, and therefore you create the change in your life. You have to be receptive to it. You have to be open to the change. A lot of people are not. So you can decide to be a prisoner, or you can decide to live in freedom. And it's all based on when you make the decision in spirit, in conscious mind, that is the causative force. That is the cause. It goes into the law, the soul, and the inevitable consequence is the effect, body. It's actually very simple. The whole premise of this teaching is very simple, and boy, do we complicate it. Also, Carmen, where are you? I think she's up front. She loves when I do this. Let's step away from the idea that we have to compel the law to do it. Yes. Let's step away from the idea that we have to compel the law to do anything, right? Because here we go. Here's me trying to change my life. I'm going to change my life. Because, yeah. Truth is, if we're in compulsion, you like that? Carmen loves when I do that. If we are thinking that we need to compel the law to do anything, then we actually don't believe this. Because the law will take care of itself. That's why I talked about the law is inviolate, it is impersonal, it simply knows to do. That's it. So how do we do this? And there's the big question. How do we really do this? How do we really, okay, and so now I'm going to take this out of rhetoric land. How do we really do this? I am really asking this question. Anyone have any idea? Yeah. We accept and embrace. Okay, but let's talk about practical tools. What is the practical way of actually taking this philosophy and utilizing it? Spiritual mind treatment. What was that? Show up and practice. Love yourself. Well, there is a great one. First of all, love yourself. And you're all right. Every single one of these answers is correct. Affirmations. Spiritual mind treatment. What was that? Intention. Knowing God is all there is, and truly embodying that principle. Truly getting in touch with that principle. And starting to have an acute awareness at all times that God is all there is. And that means not seeing anything you experience as anything other than God. That can be challenging sometimes. Because we experience things, we see things, and it sometimes feels hard to see God within it. I'm not going to anything specific because I'm sure you can all bring something to mind that doesn't feel like God or doesn't look like God to you. And the truth is, when you really get it, that too is God, then you have put yourself in a position of power to be able to shift the experience. But you will shift nothing without first truly, did my battery go? Oh, I saw you sitting up. I'm like, you will shift nothing until you recognize the truth of God and the truth of who you are. So, what it boils down to is the way you get to Carnegie Hall. Practice, practice, practice. Practice, practice, practice. What is your practice? How do you embody your understanding of the divine power? What is it? And now we're back in rhetorical land. What is it that you do to become aware and to remind yourself of this truth in every moment? For me, and again, my belief doesn't have to be your belief. For me, the primary tool is spiritual mind treatment. Now, we call it spiritual mind treatment. If you're not familiar with that particular phrase, it's affirmative prayer. And it is based on the idea that I utilize a conscious mind to set into motion the law that shows up as the effects in my life. Spiritual mind treatment, we teach methods for it. But what I know is that I have had demonstrable, that's not even a word, demonstrable. I've had demonstrable experiences and effects. What's that? Demonstrable? Demonstrable is actually the word. I'll look it up in the dictionary later. I've had demonstrable experiences. I have seen the effect of spiritual mind treatment. For me, it works. For me, it works. What works for you? And that's really what I wanted to let be the experience of today's sermon. I'm going to use the word. What works for you? What I'm going to charge you to do this week, I am charging everyone in this room with a task this week. You ready? I want you to work to prove principle in your life this week. I want you to have at least one, if not multiple or infinite, specific, directed, conscious effects in your life. I want every single person in this room to prove this principle this week in some fashion. I want everyone in this room to think of something that they would like to shift in their lives, and then I want you to do the work to do it, which means not allowing your mind to go off track. And if it starts to go off track, to remind yourself who you are. You are in charge of your life. Each and every one of you. I'm in charge of my life. And as we really come into alignment with this principle, we will create shift. Because shift happens. You make it happen in your own life. You can do it. That's the truth. And it is the truth because you are the microcosm. You are the expression of the macrocosm. So, move forward this week and create change, create shift, and live the extraordinary life you were always meant to live. Namaste. And dance around the circle of the sun, too. So I'm going to invite you to take what it is you have to offer the center today in terms of a financial offering, your gift, your tithe, your investment in this center, whatever you choose to call it. And I'm going to invite you to simply recognize the power that it has, because it is no different than any single one of us. It is part of the experience of God. And so as we sing, what we're singing, I Love, which is, it's on page 29 of your songbooks if you want to sing along. And I invite you to, as the baskets go around, to stand up and dance and really give with love, not out of obligation. I used to say that a lot. Not out of obligation, with a recognition that as you give, so you receive. That's the truth. So let's sing together. 29, I Love.
I live what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I give, I receive, I laugh, I love. I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I love.
And I will invite Mary Ellen to do a blessing over the offering.
And these angels are right here. It is in this moment, right here and now, that I recognize and I know and I live that God is all there is. The goodness, God is goodness, and God is here in everything, in every form. In the baskets that are full of abundance and bounty. We practice the law of circulation, and it is in this receiving with a grateful heart and knowing that this is God in action. They don't stay stagnant. This money is God in action, and as it comes in and it goes out, it is continuing to flow in and out of this world, our world, globally, locally. It is with this divine grace of acceptance and knowing that there is only one presence, one divine source and supply. And I celebrate that. I recognize that. And as we collectively join in knowing this knowingness, I say thank you. We together celebrate. And I now release these words to the law, this universal law, this universal mind that knows all things, exactly where the need is. I step back and I release and I surrender into this knowingness, knowing it is done. These words are acted upon immediately, and this life force flows. Together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Mary Ellen. Thank you very much. It's beautiful. I put these up here to remind me. Creative Thought and Science Mind magazine, which we do sell in the bookstore, are exquisite publications. They're monthly periodicals. And Creative Thought has a spiritual mind treatment every single day that you can take into your heart. Can be part of your spiritual practice. There are daily readings in Science of Mind and great articles in Science of Mind as well. So I encourage you to take a look at those, especially since it's also the beginning of a month. And you can pick up March's copy in our bookstore right now. I want to thank Jim and Angelica, our board members on duty today, for their service. I also want to thank Judith and Toby, who were here to set up. Margaret Ann as our greeter. I want to thank Patricia, who's in the bookstore today. Oh, it's so funny. Carrie, who's in the sound booth. Our new sound booth back there. I want to thank Tony, who is on our webcast today. I do want to acknowledge and say hello to everybody who's watching online, whether you're watching live right here in this moment, or you're watching in the archive right here in this moment. I want to thank Tanis Burnett and the Queen Street Band for your brilliance today. And I want to especially thank Mary Ellen Cassie for your brilliant consciousness and what you brought to us today in your inspiration. And I want to thank Judy Southern for what you have brought in your consciousness and your inspiration today. Thank you both very much. I'm getting a music book out because I'm still learning this song to be able to sing it without looking at lyrics. This is not in your songbook.
Yes, it is.
This is in your songbook. It's on page 31. Look at that. It's wow. I forgot I did put this in the songbook ages ago. So as we finalize and go into this period of this moment of reflection, I invite you to take what it is that has touched you today, whatever it is, and allow it to wash over you in this place of surrender. Surrender, let it go. Surrender, let it all go. All the fears and the doubts, all the pain. All the wounds, feelings of being alone. Surrender, let it go. Surrender, let it go. Surrender, let it all go. All the shame and the guilt, all the tears, all the blame, feelings of being outside. Surrender, let it go. Don't you know God is here? 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 Let it all go. And so, in this place of surrender, I allow myself to know that deeper truth, to experience that deeper truth that God is all there is. There is nothing but this pure, perfect, creative, divine power. And it is operating as life, expressing as life. And it is expressing itself by means of each and every person here. It is expressing itself by means of me. It is expressing perfectly, unwaveringly. I trust and know from this place of understanding that the word I speak right here and right now is a word of power, for it is the very word of the divine being spoken by means of me. And so I tap into that perfect intuitive design that says, yes, it is done. The greatest life is done. The most expansive experience is done. The joy, the love, the harmony, the wisdom, the power, the peace, the beauty. It is all done. It is all experienced right here in this moment. as it is in every moment, and I give over to it right here and right now, knowing that my life unfolds perfectly. And I trust and know this is the truth for every single person here. Our lives, each and every one of us, unfolding perfectly. And so it is with a grateful heart that I simply allow this to be so, as I give over in a fullness and feeling of gratitude. I know that my word spoken is done, and so I simply relax, let go, and allow it to be, as I release this word to that immutable law that simply knows to do. I know it is done. I allow it to be so, and together we say, and so it is. Surrender, let it go. Surrender, let it all go. All the thoughts of disease, all the lies, all the wounds, feelings of being alone. Surrender, let it go. Don't you know God is here? 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 Let it all go. Open your heart, invite in the light. Open your mind, surrender. Open your heart, invite in the light. Open your mind, surrender. Surrender. Don't you know God is here? 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 Let it go. Let it all go. Surrender the doubts and the fears. Let it go. Thank you. And so we're going to kick it into the street with Listen to the Music on page 21. Have a great, great week, everyone.
Feel free to get up, folks.
Yeah, stand, dance, stretch. Take it away, Aaron.
Don't you feel it growing day by day? People easy flowing river, surrounding castles in the sky, and the crowd is growing bigger, listening for the happy sounds you got to make it fly. Listen to the music. Listen to the music. Listen to the music all the time. Listen to the music. Listen to the music. Listen to the music all the time.
Have a great week, everyone.